Windrose is starting to seem like it's going to be the pirate game that we have been lacking for years. We still have Sea of Thieves, which is great, and before that, Black Flag, but we haven't had a good new pirate game in so long. We almost had Skull and Bones, but it didn't turn out to what we were really expecting. Windrose is starting to seem like it's what we wanted out of Skull and Bones, and I have been enjoying it. I haven't got that far yet. I got a couple, like 20 hours maybe, but I am quite enjoying my experience so far. I'm getting distracted. That's how I like to see how I'm enjoying a game is I'm getting distracted from the main quest. I'm out exploring new islands. I'm building my soon to be pirate town and crafting and fighting, and it's what I was to be honest, it's what I was hoping to have in Skull and Bones, and I'm really enjoying it. The exploration, it's fun, it's engaging. The building, it's creative. You can build pretty much whatever you want. You're not locked to key things like in some other survival games. Like for example, Dune Awakening and the stability. That's what I'm thinking of at the moment. The stability in Dune Awakening. You have limitations. It doesn't. I'm not seeing that in this game, which is I really enjoy it. I'm glad that it's like that. Um, the combat, it's difficult, and it does have at the beginning especially, you do have some. It feels like you have way too less stamina. I am on hard. I don't know if that's affecting it, but it does seem like I you don't have enough stamina, especially since the stamina is used for like gathering. I'll run out of stamina cutting down a tree, but I'm hoping that with some upgrades that will help it. And the ship fighting, the ship battles, engagement with in the ship. It's similar to Black Flag. I heard a lot of people say that before I tried the game out. I am starting to see it as well. Similarities with Black Flag. You pretty much bombard the ship with your own cannons, and then once it's low enough, you board it and finish off the remaining enemy pirates on the ship, and then you can plunder and take the resources off of it. Last night I had a great ship experience. It was it shook my boots, man. I was just going along, going to Tortuga, I believe, and I had like six ships come out of nowhere, and I watched that clip so many times. It's just me bulldozing through six ships, just running for my life, screaming, I'm gonna die. The it was fun. It was fun. The ship fight the ship is it's really cool how you you can upgrade the ship piece by pretty much piece by piece, not necessarily, but pretty much. You can upgrade the cannons, you can upgrade the framework, the hull, the bracing of it, and then you can upgrade the boarding party. I don't know necessarily what that entails with upgrading like the boarding tools. I don't know if you can have more men jump over to the other ship or I don't know. We'll have to look into that. Just thinking of that. And you go to these other villages, other friendly, as you will, villages, and you earn reputation through them. And then you can through that you can buy upgrades. You can buy blueprints for better cannons or better holding to for defense. Or I even saw that's how you buy the ship up other ships. Like I saw a frigate blueprint over there in Tortuga. So you can buy whole on blueprints for whole on new ships, which was I'm so glad you can do that. The combat, like I said, it's engaging, but you have to be careful with it because I've died so many times just due to not paying attention to my stamina. Usually it's my fault, but it seems like it goes down way too fast for in my opinion. The skills I haven't gone done a whole delve into the skills. It looks like there's that typical survivability tree. There's the gunning tree with the skills for your pistol and musket. There's the two-handed weapon skill tree, and then the one-handed weapon skill tree. I'm focusing on the one-hander. I'm using a rapier and a musket as my main build right now. So we're gonna do some testing on the other builds, but that's what I'm using right now. Full on Pierce. And with that, you with like armor and weapons, same thing with the buying new ship upgrades. You can buy blueprints for armor and weapons over at those towns as well. Or you can just randomly be lucky and find a weapon or a piece of armor in a chest, and then by finding it, you learn the blueprint with that as well, which it works in multiplayer. I don't know how well that part of it works in single player, since you already have the weapon. You can't really make it. You don't really need to make it again unless you lose it somehow. You disassemble it or something. But I really do like how that is. The building is fun and engaging. I spent quite a long time yesterday, just building. I have an image in my head of what I want to build. That's how much I'm enjoying this game. I have plans, all right? I have plans on what I'm wanting to build. And I'm streaming it over Twitch and Kick, but I my plan is very intricate and detailed, and I don't know if I have the capability. The game has the capability of doing what I'm wanting to do. I just don't know if I have the capabilities of doing it, you know? I really do like how you don't have those restrictions like in some other games. It gives me the feel of Enshrouded, really, of how you can just build whatever you want pretty much. Obviously within the well, not necessarily within the confines of the bonfire, because I've built outside of the bonfire range. The bonfire range is just for, I believe it's just for crafting tables, and the storage are the only things that need to be in the bonfire range for it to work. I'm uncertain about that if buildings outside of that range take damage over time or something like that. I'm unsure about that. And with that, you you can buy those blueprints as well with that at those towns. You can buy so many. I saw so many blueprints for buildings when I was over at Tortuga. It was amazing. There were like full on marble palace blueprints and walls and whatnot that you can buy over there. And then you can also find those blueprints just in chests. I don't know if the ones in the chests that you can find are also over. to where you can buy them, or if they're in a separate category. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look into that. But you can find the blueprints and chests and the exploration chests. You can find them, and then you can buy them at the village vendors. And then the crafting, it's also very similar to Enshrouded. The closest game I can relate this game to is Enshrouded, which I absolutely love. Crafting is very similar to Enshrouded as well. You put the resources in and it takes however many seconds to make it and then you can use it. I'm really glad that the storage, it's a universal storage. You don't have to make a special chest for universal storage. It just has to be in that bonfire range, which I am so glad for. I always every game that doesn't have that, I'm always losing stuff. I always throw a chest down temporarily just to put some stuff in, and then 30 to 45 minutes later, I decide to reorganize and I just completely lost that chest. I have no idea where it is. So I'm really glad that if that happens, I can still use the resources in there. It's really good. So yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying the game. There's so much to do. Like I said, I'm getting distracted, and that's my sign. That's what shows me that I enjoy the game is that I get distracted from what I'm really supposed to be doing, main story wise or side quests. I'm getting distracted by just simple things of like you can there's collectibles like kill 40 of the boar and then you can put the a boar head as a trophy on your wall. So I spent like an hour or two a few days ago just hunting the boar so I can put the trophy on the wall. And then I need to do the same thing with the dodos as well. And there's so much many little things like that. You can find in the chests a note and then you have to read the note because it shows you it tells you where some hidden treasure is that the dead person buried somewhere nearby. Like on the first island there's a note like that and a few clicks away there's a tree that the note mentions a red flag. There's a red flag on a large tree there, and I buried my treasure underneath that tree. So you read that note and find that key detail, and then you go to that tree and you dig up the treasure, and there's treasure in there. I found a some Blackbeard treasure maps. I haven't gone to them yet because I tried to at least, and that's where I said I'm like I mentioned I had to bulldoze through like six pirate ships. I was trying to get over there to one of the treasure map locations, but yeah, that didn't happen. There's no way my very simple ship was gonna get through six level 3 and 5 pirate ships. There's no way that was gonna happen. I was 100% gonna lose that ship. Now, I don't know what happens if the ship just it gets destroyed. I'm assuming it's just you have to go back to wherever your shipwright crafting table is and just repair it. I don't know how expensive that would be. I don't know. I do know you have to be very careful when you are boarding a ship. So like you lower the enemy ship to a certain degree and then you can board it. If you die while you're on that other ship fighting the rest of the pirates with your crew, you have to restart pretty much. You go back to you recall, you have revive, you have to go back to that ship if you want to complete it The ship health would still be pretty low. I believe they have to go to some place to repair it. If they do, I don't know. But the enemies respawn on the ship. So if you kill like 10 out of the 11, this happened to me the first time I did a ship fight. I got like 8 or 10 out of the 11 I needed to kill to capture the ship or plunder the ship. And I died. I died. And I respawned on the island way nowhere near that ship. And I had to go back. The ship health was still low. I can immediately board it, but the enemies, they definitely respawned. So yeah, overall, I'm enjoying the game. I would 100% suggest it. At the moment of this video, I believe, at least yesterday, from the moment of this video recording, the game was on sale, like 10% off. I 100% recommend this game for a casual gamer who just wants to play for a few hours after work, or a group of friends who want to enjoy a game together. I definitely recommend it. I believe it's 4 person max for player count on a world, and then it looks like you can buy Nitrado servers to expand on that. But 4 people, that's enough. For my friend group, that's enough for me. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying it, let me know in the comments. I want to see your guys' impressions on it as well. How you guys enjoying it? Anyway, this is Jigway. You guys have a good one.